Hi, Jamie Andreas with you again from Guitar Principles. I want to talk to you now for a little bit about finding the right note to start singing on. Because for a lot of people that's quite a challenge. And they'll start to sing and they'll start on the wrong note, and then if you start on the wrong note, you'll pretty much stay on the wrong note throughout. If you do happen to start on the right note, then you probably find your way to the other right notes. But how do we go about finding the right note to start on? Well, it does depend on your ear. You're going to have to hear it. And so that's going to be a matter of some development for some of you. But I want to tell you this because first of all, I want you to know there's such a thing as having to find the right note. We don't just jump in anywhere our voice feels like it. Now, this is the way it works, is that when you're strumming a song, you're strumming your first chord to a song, that chord, as every chord does, has particular notes in it. Now, some of those notes are doubled high and low, like there might be a low D and a high D. Now, if the song starts on the note D, it really doesn't matter, high D or low D, which one you choose, whatever's comfortable for your voice. In this D chord, for instance, there's two D notes, right there and right there. That's an octave. So we'll discount the doubles that occur in chords when I say there's different notes. What I really mean is that there's different letter name notes. So that this D chord here has these two Ds in it, and then it has this A note, and then it has this F sharp. Now, 90% of the time, when you are doing a song, the note that you're going to start singing on is in the first chord. It's not always that way, but it's usually that way. So if I were doing a song that started with this D chord, so I was doing Happy Birthday. Now, one of those notes is the note that the song starts on. And a lot of you are going to be able to kind of hear it. You'll just start listening to that chord and you'll start thinking, and you'll find your way to that note. And that's where it is. Okay? It's right in there in that chord. So you will key into that note when you start to sing Happy Birthday. You'll key right into that. What I'm going to do, though, in the songs that I present to you is I'm going to play the first note, the first singing note, before we start. I'll tell you what it is so you can practice hearing it. But you might want to think about this subject, and even if you're just, hearing songs on the radio or whatever, and because the music's going to start, and see if you can find your way to that right note. And for some of you, it's going to be easy to do, and for others, it's going to be a little bit of development. Of course, if you're reading music and you happen to have the music to the song, you can just look at that note and go play it, and it helps you out that way. But I just wanted to give you a little information about that subject of finding the right note for singing. Let me give you a little more practice in finding the right singing note to start a song. We'll take a couple of songs that you know and see if we can hear that singing note inside the chord that we start to play with. Now, let's take a look at Hey Jude by the Beatles. It begins on an F chord. There's the first couple chords. So we want to get on that right key. So now, if I take that first chord, which one of those notes is the right singing note? Yes? Hey Jude. Right there. The note C in that bar chord. So play, if you know the F chord already, you can play that. But, listen to the song and try hearing that note, humming that note. Now let's take a look at Freebird. Now, could you find that singing note? In that chord somewhere. Sticking out right there. chord, the note B. Let's take another Beatles song, Let It Be. So, right there, the note G. When I find myself in times of trouble. Okay, so it's G right in there. Try to hear that note right in the chord. Knocking on heaven's door. I guess it's a popular note to start on. Second string open, the B note in the G chord. Mama, take this badge out. So there it is, right in that chord. So there's a couple of songs for you to get started on and getting the hang of hearing the note that you want to start singing on inside the chord. Just keep on this with other songs, and you'll begin to develop your ear quite nicely so that you can hear that note before you start to sing.